Well, temperatures tonight are fatally frigid. It's not the kind of night where not having shelter can mean death. In the second part of his story this evening about resources for people experiencing homelessness in Sioux Falls, Dan Santella looks at what's still needed in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
Betty Sumpman has been a guest for over a year now at the St. Francis House in Sioux Falls, which offers transitional housing.
They're helping me save up money so I can try to get an apartment.
And she has a pretty clear idea where'd she be if it weren't for this facility.
I'd be in the street. I probably wouldn't be alive.
We introduce you to the friendly Sumpman this frigid evening because her story highlights how someone with specific concerns is receiving shelter. She is in her 70s and lives with anxiety and arthritis.
I think that we've seen an influx of very challenging populations to shelter, meaning we have had an escalation in elderly and those that have complex medical issues.
Carrie Benz, Director of Human Services with Minnehaha and Lincoln counties, points out what specialized care requires.
The elderly, those that have a lot of medical complexities, the shelters don't feel equipped to really help those individuals, predominantly because they have a lot of needs. They need assistance in doing some of their care.
South Dakota winters add another layer of hardship upon the shoulders of anyone experiencing homelessness.
It's life or death when the bitter cold comes, below wind chills, the wind, the snow.
The Bishop Dudley Hospitality House and Union Gospel Mission each offer shelter for people who might otherwise be out on the street. But Shields says her employees can't do everything.
Our staff is not trained to lift people. If people can't use the restroom on their own, if they can't get into bed and out of bed on their own, if they can't walk to the banquet to get a meal, they can't stay here. We do not serve 3 meals a day. And so we have our own limitations. We are a temporary emergency homeless shelter that shelters people overnight and provides a lunch. We have access to other resources such as laundry and case management and technology like computers and telephones. But we are just to bridge a quick gap and to try to get them to people who can really help them.
Shields says Sioux Falls needs specialized care for someone battling homelessness.
We need alternatives for people who are mentally ill and chronically addicted. They're the ones who are taking up the beds in the shelter. Bishop Dudley House accepts people who are under the influence and accepts people who are mentally ill. However, we are not a healthcare facility, and we are not equipped to deal with some of the issues and some of the medical problems that many of our guests have when they show up at our doors. And so we need to transition those people out to a more suitable place.
Accessible and affordable housing is another piece of the puzzle.
We don't need another shelter. What we need is getting more people that want to get into housing and get into a better situation. We need a place for those people to go.
We do need transitional and supportive housing, and then we need long-term permanent housing.
Shields highlights this specialized resource along Minnesota Avenue.
We do have the Safe Home, and that's 33 units where people who are chronically addicted to alcohol are able to secure an apartment when there is an apartment available. We need more places like that. We need more programs that will help people who are addicted to drugs. We need more places that are for people who suffer from mental illness.
But the presence of available resources won't ensure they're utilized.
It's a challenge because there is a subset of individuals who have refused all care. They choose not to be connected to anyone. Obviously, we can't force people to be connected to service.
We need to focus more on telling people that we have services.
Michelle Treasure, who works as the Homelessness Services Coordinator with the City of Sioux Falls, says the city's resources are asked to extend beyond what its residents use.
We know and we have data to support that not everyone that you see utilizing our emergency shelters are from Sioux Falls or even from South Dakota. We have data to support that people are coming from other states into South Dakota.
Homelessness is a complicated challenge for any urban area. Different people who may be housed or unhoused tonight or tomorrow morning face different obstacles, but it's not hard to find a common thread linking someone in a shelter or transitional housing with someone fortunate enough to count on a secure roof. Because for everyone, well-being is paramount. Sumpman certainly knows why hers is.
Yeah, I gotta keep my health because I gotta be living for my son.
With Eye on Kellerland, I'm Dan Santella.
Dan's reporting on this issue also included a story which aired earlier today. You can find that story included with this one on our website.